24, 25, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, ready, fight.
Hey everybody, this is Meagan, aka Arsenal, and I've got my good buddy Josh with me.
Foxtail.
Say hey.
Hey, what's up?
So today we're bringing you footage from Operation Flashpoint, which was Missouri's first Milsim event. And this is footage from Foxtail's camera.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting game and how they had it all set up. They did a really good job, making the fobs completely opposite from each other and how they kind of set it up and explained everything.
Hey guys, slow down the pace just a bit, please.
The map was very, very large for what we had to deal with. It was very rocky, and the terrain was it was a lot harder than what the camera will show. So that's for sure.
Oh yeah, at some point I got my leg stuck up to my knee in mud and had to have a couple guys drag me out.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was fun.
So I mean, it was a pretty good time. I think we're at this point in the game we're just trying to find, we're trying to go up the middle of the map and trying to find where their fobs at and stuff like that. Trying to find a couple of objectives, but we have just, we're kind of getting ready to go around some tangos and stuff like that. So there's a lake to my right there, and
walking
now left, and
gently.
if you go through those trees, you're gonna be in the water, and I wasn't ready for that day. So
yeah,
but I mean, we're
Keep your eyes peeled across the water and everything.
at this point we had worked ourselves really close to the enemy's fob. We were just on the other side of it.
Contact,
So we were really deep in enemy territory at this point.
And we had no idea we were that close, because we had no idea where their fobs were. It was unknown to the opposite team, so it was like, you're blind or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
we just knew opposite side of the map, so we just started working our way in that direction and ended up pushing on it pretty quickly.
yes,
Yeah.
that's my good buddy Art, the milkman.
Oh yeah, he was our medic for the day.
Yes, he was, and he did an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to the milkman,
Yeah.
the one and only.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some guys just on the other side of this tree line that we completely flanked around, and we had no idea was there, and they never saw us at all.
That was crazy, because we're trying to get up there, and then suddenly on our right is a whole bunch of enemies, and we're like, oh.
Yeah, we had no idea, and we just completely went around them, and we at this point were pretty close to their fob, and that's why they were there, and we had no idea at that point. So if I remember correctly, we ended up kind of leaving this area and going back up to the top.
Yeah, we tracked our steps a little bit. I think we were mostly just focused on just keeping ourselves moving forward and making sure that we didn't put our feet in any trenches that were just littering this field. So, and then the next thing you know, you're in a huge firefight.
Yep. Yeah. And we had good communication, between our fire team or whatever.
Yeah.
I will say this is awesome. The map at the Milsim that they, that we got. The detail was very awesome. Even though, if you kind of thought you kind of knew where you were, just look at the terrain you were around, and that terrain was on the map, and you definitely could figure out exactly where you were per tree if you needed to.
Yeah. So if you're looking at it in the video right now, the top right of the map is where we started, and where we're at right now is close to the bottom left of the map. So that's how much we were able to
Copy
get
that.
across.
Mhm.
And I think we were only about 2 hours into the day.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, and
Yeah.
we had a whole bunch of little objectives. All the little red spots on the map were points of interest for some reason. We didn't know what they were. The more intel we got back to our base, the better off we were doing.
Yeah.
So points-wise, and I don't know. At some point in this, I don't know if it's in this video. Oh, I don't think I had my GoPro on at the time, but they had some respawn barrels where you can take your bandages off at the barrel halfway back to your fob, so you don't have to
Yep.
go all the way back. Well, we end up capturing theirs
Yeah.
and taking it away completely.
That was a good
And,
moment.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome moment.
We need him. He has intel.
so
he
it-
can tell us where they're at.
That helped. All those little things helped add up for the day.
7 out.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we won. I know we won the day,
We are.
and it was by a few points because
Yeah, it was our team had a 2-point lead at the end of the day, so our team won. So that was pretty cool.
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And we went out, and we're on the tan side, so we're against green. And the amount of Apollo members that went with us, there was only 5 of us that went to this event. And
And we were on our own
yeah,
squad.
and our commanding officer kept sending Apollo to go do all the
Hold your hands up for
objectives.
something
Yes.
so I know
So
it's
we
you.
got to see a lot of action for the day.
Here's all the people that we flanked around. We had no idea
Yeah.
were there at
Yep.
all, and we kind of did this wrong. We should have followed them back.
Yeah, we should have.
but we didn't.
Yeah.
I consider that
We
maybe a
had
little
we had
cheating.
no idea how close we were to
Yeah.
to their fob.
So at this point, we're kind of talking to our CO
Mm-hmm.
and trying to figure out what we should do now. Like, we've kind of gotten to this point, we don't really know where or
Contact,
what we're
2
looking
o'clock.
for. So he tells us to continue to push a little more, and here in a minute we're gonna walk back up and continue on.
Yeah. Your first
No visual.
GoPro, well, the only GoPro footage you got for the day, it was like an hour and a half. And out of that, we had about 40 minutes that you and I really got to see some action. And that's
Yeah.
what part 1 and part 2 of these commentaries are, is the action that we got to run into the first half of the day.
Which is quite a bit for,
Yeah.
out of 2 hours. You're always on your toes because you had no idea where anybody was at any given time.
Yep. And if you look at how big the field is, and how much
Yeah.
terrain we covered, to have, almost an hour of just, being in a
I
firefight
say we go
and
around the fucking
you know,
pond the opposite way.
surrounded by enemies, that was a really good moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no kidding. Well,
Yeah.
right here we kind of knew we were kind of safe because
Yeah.
the lake was behind us, so there was no way somebody was going to sneak up on our back. But at the same point, they could have came around the side, so we
Yeah.
knew we had to get out of there and go do
Go
something.
around, 'cause they're all-
Yeah, the fact that we
need
pretty
to go
much got
around.
on top of each other,
One or two left. We need
the
to
way
get-
that we did,
yeah, but
that
we
was
need-
not a good spot for
No,
us. So.
no, not really.
Yeah.
We were all kind of too bunched up. We needed to get back in
There's a guy
formation.
there's
We
gonna
needed to
pop
get
out
out of
smoke
there.
and we
But
need him. He has intel where that
we
FOB is.
got the orders from the CO, and we're about ready to move.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, right here. Which
Oh
I
yeah,
showed-
we
I was
we
the
just
first
move
guy
ourselves
shot.
into even more trouble, which you'll see in part 2.
I shot
But
him
yeah,
and
this
he hit
was
me. Yeah,
this
my
was
first
pretty
go
great.
around
This
the
was
pond.
my first Milsim
it was,
level event, so
It was my first
Because
Milsim
that's
event
where-
as
Yeah.
well.
Back to the-
Played a lot of other games, but not a Milsim. So it was really cool how they had it set up and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect to actually coming
Yeah.
in this.
You go ahead.
So
Follow.
just one main objective, and then they throw a bunch of little things in on you.
yep.
This guy here that's in the digicam, he's a civilian, and we didn't know if we should trust the civilians because they could have been on either side.
No.
So we kind of kept an eye out on him.
Some
and-
points in the game, they were flipping back and forth
yeah,
a couple of times on whose loyalty
yeah,
they had.
they would come into your
Yeah.
base thinking you're cool with them, and they just kill you all.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you have to really be careful. One thing, a part of my training is you always watch your six. The last guy always watches your six.
Yeah.
I noticed, I was last guy, so I kept looking back just in case. Always remember that, so that way you never see anybody
I don't know. I don't know if
sneaking
it's
up behind you and just taking
Yep.
out your whole squad.
Well, you always want, when you've got quite a few people with you, you never want everybody looking in the same direction.
No, there's zones.
Yeah,
We need to
because
get
that's how you get
bunched
people,
up right now.
sneaking up on you. So, yeah.
At this point, we got from the CO, we got our orders to move up continue to find their base, and there was an objective that we were supposed to find, and we were supposed to take it.
Yep.
And
But
so-
we moved pretty slowly because we knew.
Yeah, they were around.
Yeah,
That's
we
for
knew they
sure.
were around. So we definitely take our time, which I appreciated because at this point in the day, I'd already almost broken my ankle, a handful of times.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the slower we go, the
Yeah.
less likely I am to put my foot through something. So
And I would never leave Megan back
Yeah.
by on her own, so I made sure I stayed wherever she was. Made sure she was safe.
he takes good care of me out on the field.
So,
Yeah. We kind of turned into like battle buddies that day,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
which I love.
I
So
got it.
You know, Ark was doing it. I think he was lead at this point, moving forward, and I was just continuing watching our back.
this was actually a fairly dangerous spot. To his right now and then his left, because he's going back and forth, is a huge drop off down into that lake.
Oh, probably about 150 foot
Yeah.
or better.
And if you're looking around us, that's about the only coverage you think you have.
If you dip down in there, and
Yeah,
you
you're
slip,
done.
You
Yeah.
fall. You're in the lake.
And we were towing right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I even go over
Yeah,
in the area. And
you get
just-
like right on the edge there.
we were told that there were some, enemies nearby this set area, so we kind of just kept an eye out and making sure it was cleared before we moved forward.
Well, if you didn't notice earlier, the guys that we, took care of not that long ago, this is the direction that they went. So they were on their way back to their fob.
Yeah.
That means that we were on our way.
To their fob.
To their
It was
fob,
gonna
yeah.
get super sketchy, and I
Yeah.
kind of knew we were in a bad spot. So
Mhm. Yeah, there's no coverage here at all.
yeah,
So
the train kind of looks like smooth and stuff, but it really wasn't.
yeah, isn't it like a ATV park
Yeah.
or something like that? Yeah,
It kind of reminded me.
yeah,
of an
you're
old
just
quarry.
right there on the edge.
Yeah, I'm right
Ooh,
there
it makes
on
me
the-
nervous.
It kind of reminds me of an old rock quarry in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
So-
we played at a rock quarry. We went to the rock grand opening just outside of Springfield, Missouri, and it's a rock quarry,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very treacherous terrain. You have to be very careful where you step. And this, I actually think this field was, despite being surprised when you lose your footing, this was actually a little bit easier of a terrain. I
Yeah.
think.
I think if you was just to run out and start sprinting, either
Oh,
way,
yeah.
you'd
You're-
have to be really super. There was actually a guy that almost they thought they broke his ankle
Yeah.
later on in the day, and it ended
Oh,
up being
yeah.
a really bad sprain. They shut
Ooh.
that whole zone off.
Yeah.
We couldn't even play in that zone, which kind of killed it for us. But
Yeah.
we
Well,
did make
safety
it work.
first.
Yeah.
And there were some areas where you just didn't even see the hole because
No.
it's just all weeds.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're up to your knee.
Yeah.
Having to have guys pull you out. So
And you
Yeah.
wouldn't think that the green,
Yeah.
the green camo would. You think it would stand out
Yeah.
in this, but it doesn't. Those guys
Yeah.
were really well hidden.
yeah, you
And-
couldn't see us and we couldn't see
Yeah,
you
I mean-
until you were just right on top of each other.
And in my loadout, I was running tinted glasses or
Yeah.
tinted full seal goggles, so it was even harder to see
Yeah.
in fine point. But at the same time, it's nice to have that tint
Yeah.
for the sun glare. It was a beautiful day. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know,
This
mid
was such a good
70s.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a good day. It was a little
It's-
windy, so you
yeah.
had to compensate for that. But overall, I mean, it felt really nice. It was
Yeah.
really good.
And my gun, at this point, I'm running the APE,
Mm-hmm.
the ICS APE. It's about 420, a little under for FPS. And
Yeah. Oh, this is the part. Not to interrupt you, but this is the part. Speaking of terrain, as I'm moving up, and then we have to backtrack because
Oh yes,
you right up until I got on it, I was like, yeah, we can't cross this.
it got pretty sketchy, and
Yeah.
I didn't even go across it later
Yeah.
on in the day. I was like, no, I'll go around
Yeah,
because it was pretty.
we had so many moments where we were like, yep, this is it. This is how we snap our leg in half.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and of course they're already gone. They're in front of
Yeah.
us, but I knew where they were, knew where they're
Yeah.
heading. So
This is where our unit ended up getting
yeah, we kind of got
split.
split up.
Yeah.
And
Doc, Bigfoot, and Milkman were the other three that were with us for the event, and they got ahead of us,
Yeah.
and we had to backtrack. Cause
Yeah.
I didn't see how they got around that. So I don't know. I guess they found the one patch that didn't have any holes in it, but we had to.
We would
go
rather
back
be safe
around.
than sorry, and I want
Yeah.
to make sure M was good to go. So
Yeah.
we went around, and
Yep.
that's what we did, and that's what the plan was.
Yeah.
So we coming around here and just try to meet up with them again.
Yeah. But little do we know is that we're never going to get to meet back up with them, and about to hit the fan.
Yep.
Yeah. So, which you'll get to see in part 2. This is where we're going to cut this one off. Just kind of build the suspense a little bit.
Yep.
But we're about to get into...
Some awesomeness.
Yeah, some...
Some BB
Yeah.
flying,
Good.
Oh, yeah.
zinging,
Yeah.
scaring.
Oh, yeah. It
making
is,
poop
it is
themselves.
it is a good moment. We are about to have some serious contact with some...
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Come
So,
back and watch the rest.
yeah, definitely tune in for part 2. Thanks for watching part 1 with us, and we will see you guys next time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Yep.